Hello, hello, everybody. Woo. Finally, we got together with Shay Lida, and we got to share with you some nuggets that you will be like super happy and pumped. And I know it's going to change your life. Yes.
Yes.
So, my guest today in my little tiny studio is Shay Lida. She is, guess what? She's a dentist. And look at her beautiful teeth. And she's also artist. Yeah, what a combination. And she's also mom. So welcome
Yes.
here. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me, Tatiana. First of all, this is an amazing experience, and thank you for inviting me because I, I just am really grateful for this opportunity. So, my name is Shay. I'm originally from Philly. I actually was born in Germany. Had a military upbringing with both parents, and then kind of got back into the military, moving around. I'm being married. And so we've been all over Italy, Kansas, living here in the DMV area. And I've always been into art, whether it was dancing or poetry or painting. And last year really was when I kind of dived deep into the canvas art. And so I'm really passionate about it now. And I feel like this is just the beginning of my journey. And I have so much more to experiment with. And so I'm very excited. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. So, how did you come up with this method of selling art on Instagram?
So selling art on Instagram with everything, regardless of what your business is, it's all about marketing these days. It's all about being seen. And it's very hard now. It's like a dual coin because I mean it's so much easier to get out like in the world, but to be seen amongst billions of people is really difficult. And so I tried to come up with a way that most people weren't, getting out there. And so, it was the worst that could happen was you get a no. And, like you're going to get plenty of no's. So I just decided that let's take a different route, see how it works out. And so far, it's been very fruitful. So you got to put yourself out there. That's how it came about. A lot of people are scared to reach out to big names because you're afraid that you'll kind of get lost in the shuffle. But there are ways that you can actually be seen in their inbox and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what is the secret behind those sales? Tell us a little bit about the process.
Okay. So, it's a very simple process. You kind of want to look for people in your niche or who like art. So it can be a rock and roll artist, but from when they do lives or maybe they've done interviews where in their homes they have really nice art, or maybe they've talked about abstract art, or maybe they've talked a lot about wanting to support smaller businesses or things like that. And so what happens is it's very simple. A lot of times they'll post Instagram stories. And if you DM somebody and you're not friends, especially I'm assuming like for example Beyonce. If you're not friends with Beyonce and you send her a message on Instagram, it's going to go to her message request. And a lot of times they're not checking that. Occasionally they might check it, but most times they're not because they have to filter through so much. And so some artists, if you're lucky, when they post a story, they have a little story reply. Like you can actually type something. So sometimes they might say, "Hey guys, what do you want to, see on my next album?" Or "What should I eat today?" or something like that, right?
Hmm.
And they have the option where you can reply. And so, for instance, there was a really nice, she's a really big YouTuber and she does a lot of makeup and stuff. But recently she's been getting into decor. She's been doing really good on YouTube. She got a new house and she kept talking about, I want to make feel I don't know what to do. I don't know how to decorate my house. And so it's something. Hey Queen, how are you doing? Congratulations on your new house. By the way, I have some really nice art that I think would look amazing in your entryway. And of course, you're nervous because you're like, this person doesn't know me, but at the end of the day, you are your brand. You are the artist behind the art, and you kind of have to put yourself out there if the end goal is to make sales. And so immediately, I want to say within 5 minutes, she actually messaged me back and said, I love that you did that. I like the way that you approached me. And I would love to check out your art. And the next day she actually purchased some. And I was just like, I was surprised that it worked, but it did. And it's a great way to get your foot in the door because that person might recommend you to somebody else. And then you can always add it to your resume. Like my art was collected by so and so. And so it makes your resume look a little bit shinier. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, wow, you seems like answered my question that I was going to ask you later, but yeah, you answered like two in one. So, I guess um, let's see, just summarize for people. So, you ask people, you DM people on the Instagram, and you
Yes,
approach them on
on
a
the
very
stories.
personable level. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you make sure they love the art, an art in general, right? And you know they might have some interest in that type of work, artwork that you make, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
not just, all those people will definitely love your art, but you also checking behind scene and kind of checking out if this is the right person and right household, or maybe it's the right business, right? Because you could reach out a person, but she could be a business owner, right? So the trick
Mm-hmm.
is to know a little bit about them and be very personable and talk to them, um, basically like asking questions instead of say, oh, I have an art, check it out, I think it's going to look good on your wall. You don't do any of that because that is a pure sale, right? And we don't want to sell anything. We want to market, and marketing and
Mm-hmm.
sales it's kind of borderline. You basically, uh, what I'm understanding, you basically building a relationship with this person, and then you asking if they might want to take a look at the artwork that you think they're gonna love, right? Or they might like. You use
Mm-hmm.
any of that
Mm-hmm.
language sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of it.
Yeah.
So you basically kind of approaching them from, big heart and humble heart point of the position, right? So from this, what I see is pretty cool, and in this conversation is that if you setting up yourself as a humble person and you approach them that like, I like you, I like your work, then it's kind of hard to say no to from that person, and it's hard to be like rude or say, hey, don't spam me, any of that, because you basically showing them, hey, I'm your friend, right? I'm your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
now they disarmed because they feel like, uh, they talk to friend, they don't talk to salesperson, right?
Right, right, right.
So this is like, so um, smart, I want to say, very smart. So how long you been doing this technique, using this technique?
It's been about 2 months now because the first time it honestly was just a random idea. I was a random idea, and it was just like an opportune moment where I literally had saw that this person just posted about getting a new house and wanting some art. And I said, why not? And that worked. And so I reached out after that to 20 more people. I made a list. I did my due diligence. It's not random, because if you're just talking to random people, and they're not even into art, they're just going to pass by. And of course, the higher they are on the celebrity list, they're getting hundreds of messages a day. And so you have to kind of be selective. Like me personally, I if I reached out to Beyonce and she reached back, that's a one in a million chance. You kind of want to know where your niche is, and kind of like that middle range. So you can reach out to lower level YouTubers or people who are out there, celebrities. But I wouldn't go too high on the list. You kind of want to go to people who are very personable, who actively post and ask questions on their stories, who actually engage
Yeah.
with fans. Because then you have a bigger them actually responding to you. If an artist or somebody who just posts pictures and they really don't talk to their people, then
Yeah.
I wouldn't really waste my time. But what you can do is make a list of people you really connect with and you think that they would like art, and then see on their Instagram accounts how often they're posting stories and things like that, and just give it a chance. Out of 20, you might get one who actually responds, and all it did was take you time. That's all that it cost you, was time and effort. And the payback is 10 times greater. And so, yeah, I've been doing it for about I want to say 2 months now, and I've landed about five different five different people so far, just doing that method. And it's not like cheap pieces. Like,
Yeah.
they're actually quality, and the price reflects that. And it's been good. It's been really good. It's a great method. You just have to
Yeah.
deploy it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what price range do you sell artwork, like plus minus $50?
So these right here, this is actually a three-piece set, and I had it going for about 800, which wasn't too bad, kind of small.
You
But then
broke
I
up.
have a bigger art.
You broke up.
Oh, okay. So
Well,
this one,
triptych. Yeah.
okay. So this is a three-piece set. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And it was starting at like 800, but because it's kind of small. But I have really big ones that I was selling for 1200, so 1200. People like them. But you can also offer a discount, like, for example, if you reach out and they say, I really like your art or whatever, you can say, well, for a discount, if you post it on your stories or something, I could actually offer this to you for this price as a thank you. You know what I mean? Like, give
Yeah.
yourself a little bit of wiggle room,
Yeah.
make it seem like it's a good deal. And they could just, they don't have to post it for 20, don't have to post the whole time. You can say, well, if you don't mind, do you mind, like, just posting it for 24 hours and then taking it down or whatever. Things like that. But you kind of like what you were saying, Tatiana, you want to make it personable. You don't just want to come in like a bot, a machine, like, hey, come buy my art. You want to introduce yourself, but also talk about something they've done recently, and kind of tie those two together and make it seem
Mm-hmm.
like it's a beneficial
Yeah.
thing for them. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to check if we got, let me see where we are. I want to see if we have any questions. Any questions, guys? Any
I
questions?
wish I could see this live on Facebook. All I could see is the Zoom link.
I have only one viewer right now. Well, I
Oh,
did not
okay.
notify 100% like too many people because I wasn't sure if we're gonna postpone it again. But I'm gonna share. I don't see any questions right now, so we're
Okay.
gonna move on. So,
Mhm.
well, this is a very simple technique or method, I should say. Um, I mean, ratio 1 out of 20. I think it's a really great ratio. How for sales, because in sales we always go through the numbers. You know, you got to put yourself out 20 times or even 100 times to get a buyer.
Right,
And in my
right.
experience and my friends' experience, sometimes it takes years before a person will buy from you because they
Hmm.
getting used to you, and maybe they weren't even art collector, but like in my case, I had a one lady, she wasn't even art collector, and we were acquaintances, but then um, we haven't seen each other, and we kind of visit she kind of visited me, and then she's like, oh my gosh, you're doing art, because we haven't connected for so long.
Ah,
So
okay.
sometimes it like takes, what I want to say is just sometimes it takes time for people to kind of get used to your art, getting used to you,
Yeah,
or you gotta remind to your old friends and colleagues, hey, I'm doing this, because a lot of people, they simply don't know we're doing something like that, right? Because
yeah.
they know, okay, you have a kids, I have a dogs, you live in this area, I live in this area, and some people like still talk to me from Washington State. They say, well, let's
Oh,
go get together. I'm like, I'm already 2 years living in Indiana. Sorry, I can't. Washington is like,
exactly,
pretty far away.
exactly.
So it's so funny. And we got to just show up in lives of people. And I think this technique is brilliant. And that you decided to
Yeah.
share this is, I should say thank you for deciding to share this. And let me see what else I wanted to ask you. Well, do you have any
Yeah.
art right now that you would like to sell, or yeah, do you have?
Actually, this piece here.
I I see your hand. You frozen. Okay, this piece. All right, I see it. Oops. We kind of see it, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure I see it. Okay, because it freezes. If you move too much, it freezes. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
gorgeous. It's
Yeah, this
gorgeous.
one is nice.
Black, uh,
So,
red, and gold, is it? Wow.
it's like a peachy tone,
Peachy.
and yeah,
Looks like a red and like red, pinkish red on my end, but that
yeah, it is, and it's got this gray.
I see face there. Did you put face there? I see face on that.
No, that's just how it went.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah, so that is
Thank
so
you,
beautiful
Tatiana.
and genius. Yeah, we
Thank you.
never know how art will turn around. Like, so I'm with you in that. You
Exactly.
start having something in mind this way, but it turns the other way. And then you're like, what the hell just
Every
happened?
time.
Yeah, so this is great. So,
And then I'm mad, but then I take a step back and I'm like, I like it.
and then the other people like, whoa. Yeah, so artists normally surprise each other. Yeah, our, we surprise
Mm,
ourselves. And like I say, a lot of
yeah.
artists, they are mystery to themselves, and their art is mystery as
Yeah.
well. So, do you have a
Yeah.
website where you sell your artwork, where people
Yes.
can
So my
purchase it?
website is
Yeah.
Saturday Night Glam, and I sell a couple large pieces there. That's my main source. But on Instagram, it's the same handle. It's Saturday Night Glam. The website is the same thing. It's SaturdayNightGlam.com. And I sell my artwork there. And if I post something new on Instagram, you're more than welcome to DM me and inquire about it. I do custom work. But that, you just message me and we could talk about what it is you're looking for. Maybe you have a color scheme that you're trying to go with. So yeah,
Well, you make also decor, not just the paintings, right?
I
You also make
do. I
a
try to match, I'm trying to
high-end,
do the whole thing.
yeah, high-end decor that is can fit pretty much. I looked, it's like pretty much any household or corporation
Yeah.
or retreats, yeah, retreats,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
restaurants in some way, depending on the
Oh,
style.
yes.
I mean, they all could benefit. It will fit their style, or you could make to
Mm-hmm.
fit their style, right? And that's what we are
Absolutely.
about. Yeah, that's what we're
Absolutely.
about. We not just make art for ourselves, right? We make art for people, and they just have to allow us to give them this gift of expression, right? Because that's what
Yeah,
it is.
exactly.
That's what it is. Well,
Yeah.
okay, last question. What
Okay.
would you recommend struggling artists?
To get out of your head, you have to let it go. You have to enjoy the process, be free, and understand that if you're putting in the effort and you are matching the energy that you said that you were going to do in the first place, you're capable of so much. And there are so many platforms now where you can connect, you can market yourself, you can share. And it's all about how much work you want to put in. And it just takes that one moment. It takes that one moment that you didn't give up, that you let go of doubt, and you put yourself out there. And you don't know what could happen. You don't know what the universe has for you. You just have to be able to go get it. And you have to let go of that fear. And you know what? I heard a really good saying, and somebody said, um, you know, when you're doing something and you're being brave, you have to have fear. You have to have fear to be brave. But that shouldn't stop you. Like you have to do it with the fear. You have to do it regardless because that fear is just holding you back. You're going to hold yourself
Yeah,
back. Like there's nobody else holding you back in the art
yeah,
world, just you. Because art is your expression, art is your message to the world and what you want to share. And there is nobody like you. There is nobody like you. And you have a gift to share. So there is somebody out there that your art is going to connect with. And so you just have to do it. Do it. That's it.
yeah, yeah. Like some people say, have a fear, but still do it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do
you
it
know,
afraid.
I'm used to be that way too. I will have a fear and do it anyway. But then I've learned that I could actually let go of fear,
Mm,
and then you have a totally different energy because you're not concerned then what other people think or say about you. All you concern is what you have, the love you have, the
yeah.
message you have. And maybe it's even like as simple as, well, I just feel like using blue today, and I'm just gonna give you that blue,
Yeah.
maybe as simple
Exactly.
as that. It doesn't have to be like, I'm not smart enough, I don't have a genius idea in my head to
Right,
create
right,
something.
right.
Your goal is just to keep expressing yourself and putting yourself out, right? And guys, if you need to let go of fear, I'm your person, because I've done it like so many times. And I can't say that I don't have any fear. I'm still like discovering, oh, there is some fear and I gotta let that go. And but it's nice to be free of burden, because fear is nothing but burden. It's a glitch in the head pretty much, right? Yeah. Thank you so
That's
much,
all it
Shay.
is.
I appreciate
Thank you,
your
Tatiana.
time. Yeah. So guys, if you have any questions, post below. I will let Shay know about those questions. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna share her link to her website under the video. So you will be able to contact her easily. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.